Hello and welcome to the Stafford Boxing Report. I'm Sheila.
I'm Stafford.
Stafford Boxing.
The making of champions. Uh, uh, uh. Yes, sir.
Before we get started, I do want to give a shout out to Rodney Whitehead.
What's up, Rodney?
He has
Appreciate
been
you.
one of our biggest supporters, so we just want to say thank you for everything that you have been doing for us.
Big facts.
So, everybody knows on September 10th at the O2 Arena in London, we are having a all-women boxing match. 4 cards. Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall, Michaela Mayer, and Alicia Baumgartner.
Hmm.
This is awesome.
Fantastic.
I'm loving it because here we've never had that. It'll always be the women on the card, but then the rest would all be males.
Mm-hmm. Well, the female fight will be probably at the last.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they have all the male.
No, it's up first.
First. You're right. First. You're right. First.
He was about to confuse me.
But you know what though, babe? I'm kind of disturbed that Clarissa Shields has to go out of the country to London and experience an 80,000 packed arena to support an all-female card. Like, it's what, 4 fights?
Yes.
Okay, it's 4 fights on this card, right?
Yeah.
And so you have to go way out to another country for the community to support the women. It's just like in the WNBA. When the women finish playing in the WNBA, they go overseas to play to offset the salary that they make. So I saw some on the internet like the All-Star trophy in the men's league NBA compared to the WNBA trophy. It was a big. It was it was something interesting.
It's always a big difference between the men and the females. I don't even understand why it is. We have females like First Lady Jackie Callan, we have Layla Ali and Clarissa Shields, but so many others to where they have made contributions, and then there are things that they have done where they were either the first female or male to actually accomplish what they have accomplished within the boxing industry. I guess out of the country, I think, especially in London, they see an opportunity. And when they see the opportunity and they're thinking outside of the box, then they're like, you know what? I think this will be great for us too, but also for other businesses as well, because there may be some people that are going to stay. They might have to get like a hotel, then the restaurants, then the bars are going to be filled up. So I don't understand out of everything that we've been through why female boxers or athletes period, which is true, is taking so long to get to the point where it's like, you know what,
it's a mainstream.
It is what it is, and this is what we're going to do. But also, I want to add that I'm still somewhat disappointed because you don't really hear much about female boxers' matches. It seems like, and I've said this before, it always seems like it's the female boxer that's making sure that she's putting information out on her social media platforms. And that shouldn't even be it. I think as a promoter, I understand that you're trying to make some money and then you have a lot of other responsibilities of who you have to pay out, like the referee, the physicians, the EMT, and
judges.
Also the judges and the boxing ring. I get it. But now, since this is a different time, and I keep on bringing up the internet of things, either the trainer needs to be more involved with putting the videos out as much as possible, or you have to hire somebody who actually does like social media strategy.
But the bottom line is,
you're gonna have to do it.
But the bottom line is, baby, is that we need more community participation in the sport of boxing for females.
Yes, and women are not boring, by the way.
They got hands.
I get irritated when they say, even with the WNBA, well, I don't watch it because the women aren't as exciting as the men.
They got skills.
Actually, they are. It's just the fact that it's just a woman, and you really have to get over the fact of a woman and a man. Women have to train and work 10 times harder than a man does. And you know what? I was listening to Layla Ali, and she said when she was boxing, she wasn't even getting paid that much. She wasn't even getting paid like the male boxers were getting paid. Where she was getting her money from was what she had going outside of boxing.
But is it fair to say, baby, that people like Layla Ali broke down the doors, broke down the walls and opened the doors of opportunity for the sport of boxing as it relates to female getting to this level? Because, it was other people, other female boxers, before her time, but when she came into the picture, I think a lot of people start paying attention because of her name, and she's the daughter of the late great Muhammad Ali.
You're right.
So I think it's only fair and appropriate that we give Layla Ali
always
for being a pioneer in the sport of boxing, because she retired as a undefeated champion in different classes. Let's get that straight.
But you know who else too? Marion Trimiar. I was reading about her. She was actually the first to get a boxer license from the New York State Athletic Commission.
I think I'll leave.
She actually had to fight inside the boxing ring and outside of the boxing ring. And before the age of 18, she used to always watch Muhammad Ali. She would watch the fights, and then she's from Harlem, New York, and she used to go to the different boxing gyms, and she used to watch them fight and spar and train. So at the age of 18, that's when she was like, you know what? I want to be a professional boxer. And one of the bets she made with one of the trainers, and they bet $100. They bet, well, he said that there will never be any women boxers. So she said, you want to make a bet? She won, of course, but unfortunately the trainer didn't keep his word. So she never saw the $100. But up until she was able to get her boxing license, the only type of fight she can do was expedition fights. And she also used to spar and train with men.
Well, let me ask you a question, though, baby. Going back to this fight with Miss Clarissa Shields, who do you have in this fight?
Clarissa, she has speed. She does have power. Savannah Marshall, she does have power, but she really doesn't have that speed. But she can duck and slip from punches, though. She does do that. Once Clarissa Shields is up on you and she just starts throwing those combos and her counter punches and her jabs and all that, she keeps on going. It's like she doesn't even get tired, which also goes, which I'm going to answer your question, which also goes for her training. So her training, I can say, from her performance in the ring is A1. I think Savannah's going to have to be a lot more aggressive, though. So I do believe that Clarissa is going for a KO. I really do believe that. I'm going to have to go with Clarissa Shields. Nothing against Savannah Marshall. She's called the silent assassin.
Clarissa is from
and Clarissa's
from Detroit. She's from Detroit.
So
Flint, Michigan, one or two, something like that. But
I'm going with Clarissa. I really can't even say the rounds. I would say maybe about the fifth. I would say between the 4th and the 5th, because I believe Clarissa is going to get a knockout.
Well, I just want to see a good fight.
Oh, it's going to be it's going to be an amazing fight, because they ain't going to want, neither one of them are going to want to give up.
And the other thing is, I think that they're doing a fantastic job in promoting the fight too.
Yeah,
because
they are.
Promoting the fight is one of the big elements of a fight on this magnitude. So I like how they be talking, aggressive towards each other, but it's all in with respect towards each other. But it's to promote the fight, to get people in tune to the fight. But for me personally, I like both fighters.
I do.
And I think both of them have different styles, and they have different strengths as well as weakness. I think the question is who is going to expose that other fighter's weakness, and it's going to come down to mental toughness. And I just think that the fans are going to be in a real treat for this fight, and I'm hoping that at some point we can get that same type of wave going on here in the United States as it relates to female boxing. There's an emergence of female boxing. It is here to stay, and it's only going to get better. And we have to have a discussion about, how can we support female fighters as well as females who have an interest in being promoters and also business women in the sport of boxing. So with that being said, I wanted to ask you another question, baby.
Yeah, don't leave us out. We can still be pretty, beautiful, and glamorous and still get in the ring, and then as well as being business women.
Yeah, them 52s.
We're flexible like that. We can be balanced.
He said, y'all like that? Y'all like that?
Yeah, we like that. We're about that life.
I wanted to ask you, I know that this is a hypothetical question, but me and you was having this discussion last night. Me and my wife, we had pillow talk, and I think every couple should have pillow talk. So in our pillow talk, we was talking about who would, win between Layla Ali and Clarissa Shields. And I think that...
I don't want to answer that question. I plead the 5th.
Yeah, that's a tough
because I was watching some of Layla Ali's fights.
She was serious.
And she kept it going too. She was, Layla Ali was precise, and she was also strategic. Let me tell you, she was so precise that in one of her fights, one of the ladies actually grabbed her neck from behind, and Layla was still laying into her. Because I would watch the expression of her opponent, and they'll be like, I don't even know where I am. Oh my gosh, what just happened? It's almost like they just give up. But it's like Clarissa and Layla have some similarities, though. Because once they're... Layla Ali, she does not just sit here and wait. Sometimes the fighters might do feints and they don't get right into it. Layla Ali just went straight into it. She didn't even hesitate. Clarissa is the same way.
Yeah, I think with Layla Ali, the fact that she has the last name Ali behind her.
Yeah, she had a lot to prove.
And I ain't gonna lie, when I was looking at some of her fights now, according to my research, Layla Ali's first husband, he was a 2-time world champion in boxing. And if my memory serves me well, Clarissa Shields' boyfriend was a boxer too.
Okay.
So both of them have, Layla Ali is remarried to, what's his name? I forgot his name. Forgive me. Curtis. Anyway, so by Layla Ali followed boxing. Then her first husband was into boxing, and then I think he was the promoter as well. And then you got Clarissa Shields, who significant other is a former boxer, right? Both of them have strong pedigree in boxing. The only reason why, I'm not gonna say the only reason why, but I would have to give Layla Ali the advantage in this situation. It's no disrespect to Clarissa Shields. is because all the fighters that Layla Ali fought, they were the fighters had a little more incentive to be more aggressive in the fighting ring because they was fighting the daughter of Muhammad Ali. And so the competition was more fierce, in my humble opinion, because the opponents, they was trying to fight for a name, fight for the sport, for the love of boxing. And today, female boxers as well as male boxers, they see the economic opportunities through social media, sponsorships, et cetera, paid per views, all that. But when Layla Ali fought, it was more of a love for the game. There are people who have love for the sport of boxing, but they look at it as a way of making a living. And it is a great way to make a living, but at the same time, I think what's missing in today's sport of boxing is the true love. Like people really, really willing to give their life for it. So I would have to give Layla Ali the edge in this particular fight, and this is because she has the last name of Muhammad Ali, and it's in her DNA. And when I was looking at her fights, she was fighting some very well qualified opponents. I'm not saying that the opponents that Miss Clarissa Shields were fighting were not qualified, but in my humble opinion, it was just a little bit different. But at the end of the day, I had to get Layla Ali. What you think, baby?
No, I can see where you're coming from. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from because Ali, and I know that her dad didn't want her. He didn't agree with it. He was like, "I do not want you boxing," but he had went to one of her fights, and he was like, "Okay." And I love the fact that even medically, with what he was going through, he still came, supported his daughter,
Supported. It meant a lot.
and that really meant a lot to her.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that also pushed her too.
Big facts.
To like, I'm not gonna lose.
So, baby, let me ask you a question. What do you think about the fight with Ryan Garcia Saturday night?
Well, hats off to both of the men. It was interesting.
That boy Ryan got speed though, baby. I ain't even gonna cap though. That boy got speed. I'm talking about he kept hitting Buddy with that little round left hand. Pop, pop. He kept hitting him with the body shot. I ain't gonna lie, he broke him down. And then like the first minute of the fight, the dude was already timid because Ryan Garcia, he just had that game. It's like that game pit bull. He would just own him like the first minute of the fight. He was pressing, and Buddy couldn't handle that. And then Ryan Garcia's speed, and he had that pop in his punches. But
Yeah, he hit him when he hit the body shot. It came so quick.
It quick, man.
I was like, wait a minute, what just happened?
But that boy got some speed.
And he spit out
his mouthpiece.
He just needed a little bit of some extra time, which I can totally understand.
That boy,
getting hit right here is, I can't even.
Ryan,
imagine.
I ain't gonna lie, bruh. I got a newfound respect of your boxing game, bruh. I mean, I've seen some of your past fights, and I wasn't really a fan. I respect your craft, but bruh, your speed, your power, and so the question came up: do you think Ryan would be a good opponent to Gervonta Davis? What you think, babe? Because he went up to 140 in this fight.
Yeah, I know. I think it would be a great match, but I don't think right now. I don't.
For
Ryan. I don't think right now. I think Ryan needs some more fights until he gets to that point. I wouldn't just allow him. If I was on his team, I'll be like, look, no disrespect, but you need some more. You need to get some more fights in. You can't just go here and then just go here. You got to work your way up, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nobody's saying that you're doing anything wrong. Apparently, you're doing everything right with your training, and you're staying focused, and you're looking good, and
you're good. Well, I ain't gonna lie.
You're disciplined.
And that boy had Dior on the back of his trunks.
Oh yeah.
So he got big sponsor, boy.
So just wait. Do a few more and see, and then. Yeah. No, because he's not ready for that. That's just my personal opinion. No disrespect.
So, baby, let me ask you a question. So, the fight between Errol Spence and Bud Crawford, who you got?
It's tough when you like both of them.
I know, man. I know.
I don't know. You're going to have to ask me that question next time. I don't, but because, you
I ain't
know,
gonna lie, that
Errol
boy Earl
Spence,
from that Texas, man.
yeah,
Hold up.
he was totally different.
Yeah, he
That
was. That
last
fight,
fight,
yeah,
he
was.
really
He
was. I
man.
was very impressed.
Man, yes.
And especially when they were talking about he has a nutrition.
Yeah,
and see, that plays a big part too. Like your nutrition and your exercise, your strength and your conditioning, even with you getting sleep. I know sometimes you're not really going to get the sleep that you need, but you can tell he put in that overtime work. And I think that he's doing it now. But
oh yeah, baby, let me say this.
I don't know about
For
that
all
one.
you female boxers that's coming up, and we want to extend the invitation for you to come on the Stafford Boxing Report and to use this platform as an opportunity for training. Um, we believe that it's important for you to get as many times in front of a camera talking about the sport of boxing, your match, et cetera, et cetera. So we are extending this opportunity for you to come on, as well as the male boxers. You know, don't wait until we blow up and then you want to come on the show and all that other type stuff. Be with us right now on this level so we can grow together. What's up, baby?
Because I want to say this though. It seems like, and I'm just being honest, it's been easier to get whether the male boxers and also the male business persons that's in the boxing industry. Now, yes, we did have Mrs. Malinga. Yes, we did have First Lady of Boxing, Jackie Callan. But reaching out to the female boxers has been extremely hard. We're using this platform to just be a blessing. We understand that it can be difficult, it can be trying as a female, period. And to help you achieve those goals, we're not wanting it because you may have a name out there for yourself. We want to come together.
We want to support.
We need, well, it's my husband and myself, but I'm talking about as far as women, we need to be more supportive towards
man,
each
come
other.
break bread, man.
We can agree to disagree, but we need to start coming together, especially if you want to have better promotions, promoting of yourself, where it's not going to take all your time away from doing what it is that you have to do to be prepared for your match. And it's free, pretty much. This is free because they're not having, they can put it on their social platform, but listen, all the work is behind the scenes.
It's a love offering.
Okay, it's a love offering.
Yeah, it's a love offering right now.
That's a better word
so
for it.
It's gonna come a point that, our numbers gonna go up, the word gonna get out, the brand going to expand, and it's best to go get in right now. And shout out to the Grandy twins, because we're gonna have them on next month for sure. And I'm looking forward to, chopping it up with them little young fellas as well as his father. We
also have Rick Glazer that's coming on this coming Monday. And I can't wait to talk to him because he is an extremely honest person. And sometimes people don't like that. And I don't understand why you don't like honesty.
Keep it $1. Keep it 100.
He holds people accountable. And that's why I think people just really don't be feeling him, because he holds people accountable. Hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is. But baby, I wanted to kind of switch gears.
Okay.
And I wanted to talk about the Stafford Boxing Club.
Okay.
And because that's what we represent. We represent the Stafford Boxing Club. And that's something that's dear to our heart. We're very passionate about this. we believe that we can be a voice for the at-risk youth, to provide mentorship, to provide guidance. We focus on accountability, financial literacy, education, mannerism, and respect. And so it's important for us to use this platform, because I never thought that me and my wife would be on a podcast show together on a very credible and quality and premium platform such as Talking Fight. And now that we have this component to our vision, it allows us to, do the things that we need to do and say. So with that being said, a leader must read. In order to lead, you must read. It's very important to that. In our community, we don't really emphasize how important it is at an early age to read. Now I'm from the neighborhood, I'm from the hood, but anyone will tell you, from the south side of Houston, Texas, Yellowstone, to College Park, Old National, and Gobby Road, and Hillendale, they would tell you I will be walking around the neighborhood with my laptop, with my books, with my briefcase. You know what I'm saying? I was just like that. But reading really allowed me to escape my environment. It allowed me to expand my mind. And one of the things about our kids, all of them will have a library card. It's very important to utilize our public library system. That's where tax dollars go into to help our community. And I think every child should have a library card. The library, in my humble opinion, was one of the places that I would go and seek refuge. It was a place where I learned a lot. As a matter of fact, when I went to school in Nebraska, the only way that I found out about that school was I went into the library at Coahoma Community College in Clarksdale, Mississippi, and I did the research on junior colleges and just saw which colleges had basketball program. And so I researched, found out that this college in Nebraska had a basketball team. I contacted that coach. That coach turned around, called the coach at Coahoma, and that's how I was able to go out to Nebraska, and as well as another college. But I say all that to say that one of the things that hurts our community is that we don't, we have a lot of pride, and we don't ask for help when we need help. And it's nothing wrong with asking for help. Everybody starts from somewhere. Somebody assisted somebody to get to the level that they're at. And for me, books is dear to my heart. And I've, been working on my library. And I have some books that I would like to share today. And all these books that I have, the common denominator is boxing. But all these books, I have a connection with. So the first book that I'm going to bring is the Cuss D'Amato Mind. Now, this book here means a lot to myself and Sheila, and that is because this book here represent what we stand for, the philosophy. The Stafford Boxing Club is inspired by the legacy of Cus D'Amato. And the reason why I say that is because Cus took his mansion and he brought in kids from the streets. Some of these kids he didn't even know. He just brought them into this mansion, and he instilled in them confidence. He held them accountable. He instilled discipline. And me being a foster child, you know what I'm saying, I can relate to that. And one of the things about Cuss that that I'm like, this is my second time reading this book. As you can see, I got my little own personal bookmarker with my, yeah, that's when it was younger. But this book has so much knowledge and jewels in it that we believe that the kids coming into our program need to master this material so that they'll understand when we talk to them where we coming from. So Remus Boxing, we want to partnership with you. We want to see if you can donate some books to the Stafford Boxing Club, our nonprofit organization. Um, I went on your website and I did some research, and I see that you have an opportunity where we can post some information. So we would like to post the Stafford Boxing Club Report podcast on the Remus boxing platform, and we believe that this book is an intricate part of the infrastructure for the Stafford Boxing Club. It's very important to us. If you look on Sheila Instagram and Facebook, in her description, she would say that she's inspired by the life and legacy of Cus D'Amato. And so we would like to, talk with you. We would like to, form a partnership. But, we definitely would like for you to donate some books to our nonprofit organization so that we can hand these books out to our kids and, just, the character of champions. That's important. One of the things that I love about this book is that it talk about fear, and what a boxer would, how he can address his fear and stuff like that as he in the boxing ring, walking to the ring, et cetera, et cetera. And so we just we are students of the custom model. I'm sorry. I just think that he's the best trainer in the world. That's just our opinion.
Not sorry.
No disrespect to anyone. We have not seen anyone master the peekaboo. Um, we believe the peekaboo fighting style, boxing style is the best style. It's aggressive. I love the footwork. I love the movement of the head. I like when Cus talk about when you throw a punch, you throw it with bad intentions. You know what I'm saying? And Cus, the other thing I love about Cus is that he was willing to stand up against the mafia back in the day and go before Congress and make change. And
the monopoly.
Yeah, the monopoly that was going on at the time. And so it take a man of a great character, a great courage to, to do something like that. And so Remus Boxing, oh, also our website is under development, and we want to, we have already, it's like our website maybe about, I say about 75, 80% completed, but we have picture of custom motto and all this stuff. So we want to make sure that we are in compliance and we're not breaking no type of rules or laws, because we don't want nobody to come after us. We are doing this specifically for the love that we have for Custom Model and his legacy, and the fact that these simple secrets that he instilled into Mike Tyson still benefit. And matter of fact, when I hear Mike Tyson talk, I can hear Cuss talking through him, because Cuss done a remarkable job in grooming Mike, not only to be a world champion, but also be a person of character outside of the sport of boxing. So Remus Boxing, we definitely want to partnership with you and to send some books for our youth so that they can read. And we are a fan of that number system too.
He's already said everything about the book. I totally agree. But it also helps me in my personal life as well, and how to deal with people and even working on our business as well. So just making sure that we're being well prepared.
The next book that I want to bring forth is Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent. It's called Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter. I read this book twice, and
I just started reading this.
Now my wife Sheila, she's reading this book, and so if I can say one thing about the book in terms of I don't really have nothing bad to say about it, because I read this book twice. It's a phenomenal book. I think it's better than 50 the laws of 50 laws of power. This book here was promoted during the shutdown of the corona, and just my thinking, maybe Mr. Jackson felt that if I promoted this book through the corona, everyone locked in, they have something to read, etc. But I wanted to be one of the few to promote this book, because this book has so much game in it. And for a person to experience that level of success in the music industry and as well as in TV. And the thing about this book that I admire so much is the fact that boxing is very important in the development of Mr. Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent.
He talks about fear in here.
Yeah, he does. And in his book, he says some people will run from fear, but real people are supposed to run to fear. You know what I mean? Because if you don't run to fear, then what you fearing is going to continue to be an open situation, and you want to close that situation, right? And that was one of the things that I like about 50. And he talked about the entitlement, but in this book, he talked about the sport of boxing, right? And he talked about how the boxing gym in the community helped him because he was kind of big and stuff. And
the police athletic
league. Yeah. And it was a Muslim brother.
Allah.
Yeah, was his coach and instilled some things in him. And those things that Mr. Curtis Jackson learned from boxing, he had applied it throughout his life, the discipline. That's why he stays in shape, because of his experience, dealing with boxing. And I also can see in this book that Robert Greene, which is a dear friend of ours, and we know him personally. And matter of fact, thank you so much, Robert, for wishing me, a happy birthday on July the 6th. As a matter of fact, me and Mr. Curtis Jackson birthday are on the same day, so we have that coming. So each book that I'm, bringing forth, there's a connection with the books that I read. And this book here is also a jewel. The other thing that I like about this book is look how this man dressed. He got the three-piece suit on.
Baby.
Oh, my bad. He got the three-piece suit on. I don't look at here. I never want to cover up my beautiful wife's face, and that is no cap. So he got the Windsor knot on, got a little ring on here, a little nice little, piece. His wrist look heavy. I mean, this is evolution right here. This is growing. This is like the butterfly process. And then he got the other with the plaided three-piece suit on. My bad, baby. My bad. Thank you. But I really like this book. And then it's gold. I like I just like everything about this book, bro. I do. And he has two different types of chairs, both of them leather. This one burgundy, the other one is green. But Mr. Jackson, respectfully, I would appreciate, as well as my wife, if you can contribute to our nonprofit organization by donating this book to hand out to our kids, because the information that's in this book is priceless. And I'm an avid reader, and I love this book. And to be honest with you, and this is no cappuccino, this is one. This is like in my top 10 of all books, and I got a lot of books. And I appreciate you donating to our nonprofit organization, the Stafford Boxing Club Incorporated. So this book here will be very helpful to the youth in our program, because it's game about elevating, using little resources and learning how to address people in a corporate environment. You can't address people like how you address people in the streets in corporate. There's two different arenas, and you've been able to see that. And by you seeing that, you wrote it and you published in the book. And this is a very good book, man. So, man, I hope that you will be kind enough to, donate, some books to our organization so that we can hand out to the youth. This is very important. I'll definitely love them to put this in their hand. And by you being Mr. Jackson, 50 Cent, it will definitely be an interest to the kids, because they see you as a successful black man, and we appreciate you and we respect you as well. This book here.
We've been through a lot with this book right here, by the way.
The Art of Science, The Art and Science of Respect by Mr. J. Prince. Now, This book here is special to me because I went out my way when he first came out with the book and he was promoting this book. And he didn't ask me to do it. I did it because I'm from Houston, Texas. I'm from the South Side. I'm from Yellowstone. I can't remember the name of the elementary school I went to, but I went to Fondren, Welch, Westbury High School. Then I moved to Atlanta. And then once I graduated from high school in Atlanta, I went off to college and I went back home and I went to TSU. So I had an opportunity to experience every grade level in the state of Texas. Now, Atlanta is my home. I love Atlanta, but I'm so H-Town. I promise I am. But this book right here is, man, this is tough. And like I say, I went out my way to get this book in the bookstores at Georgia State University. And Mr. J. Prince, respectfully, this is my token of appreciation for who you are as the founder of Rap-A-Lot Records, um, the contributions that you've done in the city of Houston, Texas, what you mean to the culture of hip-hop, what you mean to the black community. You are a G. Let's make that, you know what I'm saying, let that be known. But I would appreciate if you could donate some books. This book here. Now, this is the hard copy, but you printed out some soft ones. And so I would love to have this book issued to our youth in our boxing club. And Mr. Prince, with all due respect, me and my wife, we would like to ask of you as a mentor to us because we see how you are connected to top rank Bob Abram, excuse me, to be on that platform, to be respected by Bob Abram and top rank. Uh, and I read the history about you first wanting to manage Mike Tyson, then by you wanting to manage Mike Tyson, you end up discovering Floyd Mayweather. And I remember how the the them boys didn't come up with that money, and you sent them boys to go get that money. So, as a husband and wife that's coming into the boxing community, the industry, we know that this boxing industry is a playground full of gangsters. And we know that. But I'm from that gangster community, but at the same time, I'm a man of God now. And you're a God-fearing man, too. And you believe in God.
With unwavering faith.
With unwavering faith. And just like you say, this book here is for people who have little resources but big dreams. And we are that. And so.
But I want to go back to when you were talking about talking to the manager of the bookstore and having his books put in the GSU library and
No,
then
you mean bookstore.
The GSU bookstore, and then they were all sold out, and doing that from your heart. And people nowadays don't do anything for free because they're always expecting something. And I get it. We have things that we have to do and families and responsibilities. And at the time what we were going through, I have to emphasize what my husband did really is something that not many people would do. And he didn't even tell anybody about what it was that he did. He was more so also thinking about the kids that are attending that college that need to pick up some more games, some of your gold nuggets that's going to help them while attending school, college, and also once they finish when they're out there in the real world, which is going to be a life-changing for them. So we would like for you to come on the Stafford Boxing Report. My husband's always speaking highly of you, and because of that, that sparked some interest in me. So after I finish the Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter, then I will be reading your book as well.
Thank you, baby. I appreciate that. And Mr. J Prince, like that boy Finesse 2 times he say hustle and flow money. So that's what we trying to get. You see what I'm saying? And so uh, we would appreciate if you would come on the Stafford Boxing Report podcast show. And also, we would love to be able to have a guide at your boxing gym in Houston, Texas. And that's something that we plan to do. We plan to, from the Stafford Boxing Club, open the Stafford Boxing Gym. So then we can have a place, a safe haven where these kids can get off the streets and come to the boxing club. And then, you know what I'm saying, we can have some of our fighters come spar with your fighters. You know, that's how boxers become good, is by sparring different types of talent. Now, Philadelphia got that fire. California got that fire. Texas got fire. Uh, Florida got fire. Georgia is, you know, they got some fighter, but it's not as popular as some of the other states. But we plan to change that. So we would love to, you know, have you on the show, and we would love to have a 30-minute consultation. And, you know, since you are in the business of boxing, you know, it's just a lot of things that we have question about. And when people see that we're connected to you, that you are our mentors, you know, they'll deal with us differently. They'll open up them doors because we associated, because you had an opportunity to speak to some good people, man. So with that being said, man, we really do support this book. And as a matter of fact, some of the things that I read in this book, I'm applying it now. I just got the platform to be able to do it. So we want to say thank you for Talking Fight, for giving us this opportunity to have this podcast show. And we're looking forward to bigger and better things. Um, I am such a blessed man to have this beautiful woman in my life. And it's a great thing for us to be on this journey together. And we just look forward to doing great things through the Stafford Boxing Club. Baby, you got anything you want to say before we?
I want to say to all of the women, the female boxers, and other business women that's in the boxing industry, let's connect, let's get together, let's think of a plan to get things rolling where in the United States it's accepted. A matter of fact, before we even go, it was a time that someone actually had two female fighters that was supposed to fight at a specific place, and they canceled it.
Hmm.
They canceled it. Now that's unheard of. I'm still really not getting it of why they would cancel. Well, probably because they think that they're not really going to get the money, or but you actually can. You just have to think out the box. That's why with 50 Cent, he thought out the box because he had hired, I don't know his name. He had hired somebody to do his website.
Oh yeah,
because
yeah.
he would take pictures hanging off the cliff or something like that.
He saw his value.
Yeah, so he thought outside of the box, and I think that's what we have to start doing here in the United States. Think outside of the box. Stop speaking women are boring or they're not exciting. Actually, they actually make it more exciting because we're women.
Y'all trying to make a name for yourself and trying to make a statement in the sport of boxing. But Miss Clarissa Shields, we would love to have you on the show, as well as Miss Savannah.
You have to give a gold nugget too.
Oh yeah, but let me just say this here. The person that I really want me and you to meet, baby, is what's my man name? He with Floyd Mayweather. Al Heyman. Mr. Al Heyman, sir. Man, looky here. Double salute to you, big dog. Me and my wife would love to just sit at the table. Just give us 30 minutes of your time, brother. That's it, man. I respect you. I respect your grind. How you was a music promoter, and you promoted some of the big musical events, some of the biggest artists of our time. You done a remarkable job with Floyd Mayweather, Devontae Davis, and other fighters. Everybody that's connected to you you have that wisdom, and that's what we're seeking. You know what I mean? So if I want some gold nuggets, man, I want it from Al Heyman, baby. And so we just a student. We're not coming in here trying to, say we all this and all that, but we are coming to bring about a change, a different flow. I haven't discovered a husband and a wife coming into the boxing industry on the same level. It's mostly the men.
I think there's a fear, to be honest with you, sometimes, especially when it comes. And I keep on going back to this.
It's a fear for change.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be. Well, change can be uncomfortable. Yeah. I get it in your personal life and business.
My bad. It's not a fear, but it's an uncomfortness of change. You know what I'm saying? Like the Golden Boy, Floyd Mayweather, top ranked boxing, premier boxing, all these, established organizations in the boxing industry. You know what? We are about speaking things into existence.
Change is good. Change is great.
For real, life is about change. And we see the Stafford Boxing logo at some of these top ranked events, boxing events, on DAZN. Yeah, we want it all. We speaking it into existence. Matter of fact, when there's a big time fighting coming up in Atlanta, yeah, we want people to see the Stafford Boxing. You know what I mean? And we are believing that the Stafford Boxing Club is going to produce boxing world champions, but also they're going to graduate from college too, being that you can do classes online. So when they not in the boxing ring, they got their head in the book. So we not producing just boxing champions, we producing champions in life. And that is no cappuccino. That's what we about. We about leaving a legacy. And for us to leave a legacy that we'll be proud of is that not only these kids making money, but they educated and they got financial literacy as a backing to learn how to make that money grow. So with Stafford Boxing, you're not going to be just taught how to spend money, but you definitely going to be taught how to save money. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, show us the money.
Yeah, for real. And, and we working on a sponsorship right now. You know what I mean? So hopefully when this, the deal get done, we'll be able to, bring forth some people on this platform to talk about financial literacy, because that's really part of our infrastructure. And when kids come to the Stafford Boxing Club, they getting parents. They getting like a father and a mother. We're not trying to replace their biological parents, but in our community, so many kids lack love from their parents, and we want to add on to that. If they're lacking that, we want to step in and provide that, and if they have that, we want to add on. We are an addition, not a subtraction. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna get fatherly love, and you're gonna get motherly love. We're gonna hold you accountable. We're gonna tell you when you're doing wrong, and we expect nothing but greatness from you. So when you be a part of the Stafford Boxing Club, it's premium. What's up, Chris? Chris West is my brother-in-law. We always talk about premium as being a lifestyle. So yeah, we pushing P. We pushing P for premium. We pushing P for progress. We pushing P for perfection. Yeah, that's what we doing. We pushing P because we like that. Yeah, baby.
This is my husband. Just imagine. I go through this all the time.
Man, I told you, man, I'm so H-Town. I promise you. But Jay Prince, man, come holler at me, man. You can ask that your white the white lady who's your assistant about me getting your books in the Georgia State bookstore, and they sold out. I got pictures of it, and that's all. I mean, a lot of times when people come to the table and they ask for help, they say, "Well, what did you do for? Did you do anything for me?" Sir, this is what I did.
And we didn't even. And you know what? We didn't even ask for any money. We've asked for books and then just some of your time. And we use people's time wisely.
For real. And you know what? We want to come to your boxing club, man, and so we can have some ideas. So when we, create the Stafford Boxing Gym, we can take some of the ideas that we learned that we saw in your boxing gym. And baby, you know what? We also got to make a visit to Floyd Mayweather boxing gym, because he got that A1. I was looking online, and I seen a lot of stuff in his gym that we definitely need to have. And yeah. But anyway, it's been a pleasure to.
You have to give your gold nugget.
Oh yeah, my gold nugget. My gold nugget is about faith. You know, you gotta have faith. You gotta believe in yourself, man. You gotta believe in a higher power. I believe in God. I believe in the unseen God that the Bible talks about. That's me. You got to have faith and belief in whatever you do. And if you don't have faith, then you don't have nothing. And it starts from that point on, faith. So if you have faith and faith in yourself is important, then other people will start having faith in you. It's very important, man. I think that with social media and the internet and people doing a lot of TikToks and a lot of entertainment, they tend to forget what's important. And faith is important because there are going to be times where social media ain't going to be able to get you through. It's going to be faith in you, faith in God, your spirituality. Whatever you believe in, that's on you. But I just want to say that having faith is extremely important. It would take you to the next level. Me and my wife, we in front of a camera on a platform talking because of faith. It's important, and that's what I will leave this time as a gold nugget. Have faith, man. If you don't have faith, man, you don't have nothing. Because life is a roller coaster. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And again, leaders read, and we want every person who wants to become a leader. You must read. It's very important, and that's the gold nugget that I leave with you: reading and having faith.
All right, everybody. We just want to say thank you for joining us today, and thank you for those that are going to be watching later. We would love for you to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Also, go to the Stafford Boxing Club YouTube channel. And nobody has submitted their 5 sentence or answered 4 easy questions to win a spot on the Stafford Boxing Report August 29th. So if you go to the Stafford Boxing Report group on Facebook, you have everything right there. Just make sure that you send it to the Stafford Boxing Enterprises at gmail.com. The contest will be over August 1st.
Oh yeah, and Jay Prince, Mr. 50 Cents, Remus Boxing. You can contact us at Stafford Boxing Enterprises at gmail.com.
Did I forgot? I didn't say Stafford Boxing Enterprises, did I?
I think you did, but if you didn't, I got your back. Stafford Boxing Enterprises at gmail.com if you want to get in contact with Stafford or Queen Sheila.
All right, everybody. Thank you. Oh, we're also going to have Rick Glazer on
Next week.
next Monday. We're going to have some hardcore conversations because I want to know some things.
Big facts.
So thank you once again, Stafford Boxing.
The making of champions.